So I'm back here again to talk about, you guessed it, domestic politics, American domestic politics. This is about certain former pop stars I'm going to talk about who kissed Trump's nussy neck to get her gold card to become an American citizen. Which I want to buy, which I want to bring to your attention. By the way, that's not how you actually become a citizen. But nice try. He's taken all kinds of illegal executive orders and doing what he wants. So right now, she's effectively a citizen because Trump says she can be a citizen. She had $1 million gold card, which, by the way, is not law. So I just want to let everybody know that. That does not make you a citizen. He's going to tell you otherwise, but Nicki Minaj is still not an American citizen. Now, temporarily, she may be under Trump's executive order, but she effectively sold her soul to this guy because she has a lot of personal baggage going on in her life. And she thinks we're too stupid to see it. Okay. She had a history of defending pedophiles. She defended her brother, who was a child molester. She married a child molester. She lost money over that guy, had to put up $500,000 to save her own home because he had legal problems. Okay. She's having financial issues. This is why she's going to Trump, kissing the ring of Trump right now, and MAGA. Because everybody else caught on to her grift. They're like, yeah, we're done with you, lady. You know, I'm not saying she don't have money anymore. She's very rich, obviously. I mean, she's doing all this shenanigans. She's buying a gold card for Trump to give her citizenship. But how much money you have doesn't matter. It's also how you spend it. So just remember that. You got to make up a certain amount of money to maintain a lifestyle. A certain lifestyle. So, but that's her history in a nutshell. All right. Here's the thing, though. I heard her make a comment the other day, which I thought was interesting. I thought was very condescending and against our values as an American institution. Okay. Because obviously, people from certain parts of the world have a different mindset and don't think we should have democracies. They think, you know, I know originally she's Canadian, but she actually originated from Trinidad. And if you know people from certain cultures in some of those countries, I've met some of them. They don't have the same worldview that a lot of us Western democracies have. They do believe in kings and queens and superiority leaders. They are subservient to the powerful, and that's how they think. And they believe, because their countries operate in a different world, different kind of system. So it's not like how we do things in America or Europe or Canada. You know, there's no checks and balances. So she's echoing the same mindset that the right wing in America is effectively echoing right now, because they don't believe in democracy either anymore. They show that every day. All right. But she literally had the goal to say in an interview with some other social media influencer or podcaster, which I thought was an interesting comment. It was very revealing about how she views world democracies, which is interesting because she's not an American citizen, even though she got her little $1 million gold card. But she didn't get American citizenship the legal way. Which, by the way, when Democrats get into power, we should revoke her citizenship. Just FYI. Because that's not how you become a citizen. You don't get to skip the line because you're rich. And you're kissing the ring to a con man who's sitting in the White House doing illegal acts and thinking you're going to become a citizen with your little gold card. That's not how people become American citizens. And she should apologize to the millions of immigrants who've tried to become citizens in America. As she talks smack about those very immigrants. That she is herself, which is very rich of these people. Okay? So, yeah, I would effectively revoke her citizenship. Regardless of what Trump gives her. Enjoy your Donald Trump for a little while. He's not going to be there much longer. So, yeah, no, we need law and order. We need accountability. We need to clean this whole mess up. We get a new person in the White House. Okay? But it's going to start with revoking these people citizenships who think that they can just buy a gold card and become an American citizen. As they crap on the immigrants who actually did things the legal way to become citizens in America. Okay? So shame on Nicki Minaj. Shame on her. Shame on Elon Musk. Shame on all these billionaires who think they're entitled to be above the law when everybody else has to follow the same laws that they want to implicate to hurt people. Okay? So, she made a comment which I thought was very revealing, very grossly elite, okay, and very out of touch, and very authoritarian mindset, entitled mindset. She said in the interview was, I have my personal homes and all, and she said in the interview that somebody invited a housekeeper to her house. So she woke up one day and saw this housekeeper in her house. She kicked that housekeeper out because it's her personal home and she felt like her space was invaded. So she kicked him out because she had the right to kick that housekeeper out because it's her home. She said, well, the same applies to Donald Trump and the presidency. The president has the right to kick anybody out of the country he wants because it's his country. Seriously? First of all, that's not how things work in America. Okay? I don't know what mindset Nicki Minaj grew up in. Maybe it's just her millionaire brain and her diva mindset. But that's not how we operate in America. Okay? This is not Donald Trump's personal home. Sorry. He is the president. But guess what? He occupies that seat to do presidential things and do things for the country and supposed to represent the whole country as a whole. Okay? And implicate the agenda he promised to the American people. Which, by the way, he's not doing any of that. So I just want to let everybody know that, FYI. He's selling us out to foreign governments and billionaires. But anyways, and trying to run our country like an autocracy. But I don't know what mindset Nicki Minaj grew up in, but that's not how Western democracies work. Presidents don't have personal countries. That's not how we work, okay? He is an American citizen like everybody else. And he's supposed to follow the laws like everybody else is supposed to follow the laws. All right, and clearly he doesn't do that. The rules don't apply to these people. But I want to let you know, Nicki Minaj, this is not a president's personal castle. He does not just get to call the shots because he chooses to. All right? You don't just kick people out of your country because you don't like them or you feel like your space is invaded. Okay. Again, the height of hypocrisy from these people. Seriously. Okay? But my words to Nicki Minaj, why don't you go back to Canada or Trinidad? I don't think Canada even wants you. Go to Trinidad. Take that mindset back to Trinidad. Nobody cares what you have to say anymore. Okay? And by the way, you're still not a citizen even though you bought your $1 million gold card by Trump. Because that citizenship is not going to last. Because you didn't do it the legal way. So when we get this con man out of office and prosecute these people for crimes and put him in handcuffs, we're deporting your ass back to Trinidad. All right. Y'all, I just want to say, hey, have a great day. Love y'all. Have a great night. Goodbye.